Good afternoon. Then last week we studied first chapter. Okay, introduction about the statistic. Okay, what is the statistic? What are the important concepts related to the statistic subject? Those things we studied. Today we move into the second chapter. Okay, then when we are doing the statistical analysis, normally important part is identify the types of variables and the levels of measurement. Okay, then first we move into what is the variable. All of you know different examples for the variable. Then variable means in here in the statistics subject all the time we need data. Okay. Then here variable means any measurable characteristic or attribute. Okay. Then weight, height, these are the variables. Okay. Then all these things we can measure. Okay. Then any measurable characteristic or attribute we call as variable. Okay. Then so many variables are there. Okay, any measurable characteristic or attribute. Then other thing is that variable is different to subject to subject. Then we take the weight is a variable. Okay, then we measure the weight. Then what happened to the answer? Different to subject to subject. Okay. Then we move into what are the main two types of variables. Okay, then mainly we can divide variables into two categories. Then how we divide it? The basic thing is we looking at the variable. Now you know the variable is any measurable characteristic. Then we looking at this variable can be measured as numerically or not. Numerically. Then we take the weight. Okay, then weight can be measured as numerically. We can say 50 kilograms, 45 kilograms, 30 kilograms. These kind of variables we call as quantitative variable. Quantitative. It's clear? Okay, then any measurable variable then can be measured as numerically. We call that quantitative variable. Now clear? Then qualitative means opposite. Then one variable is there, then that one is cannot be measured as numerically. Then we call as qualitative. Then gender. Gender cannot be measured as numerically. Then we call as qualitative. It's clear? Then other special thing in the qualitative variable, then all the time it consists the categorical response. We take gender, it's a qualitative. Why? Gender cannot be measured as numerical. Then it consists the categorical responses. Why? Male or female. Categories are there. It's clear? Then we take marital status. It also consists not married, unmarried, divorced, widow, we can say. Education, qualification. This is also the qualitative. It consists categories. We can categorize. Okay, then studied up to O level, A level, bachelor degree, master, PhD, we can categorize. Clear? This is the special characteristic in the qualitative variable. Then other thing is quantitative variable can be measured as numerically. We can express it using the number. Based on the numerical value, we can divide into another two categories, discrete and the continuous. It's clear? Then we take the example. Number of students in intake 19B exemption. Okay, then it also the variable. Okay, then this variable can be measured as numeric. We can say 17 student or 20 student or 19 student. We can measure as numerical. It's clear? Then every time we can get the clearly separated value. But 90, 20, 70, 80. Okay, then specific value is there. Then we move into the weight. Then what happens? What kind of responses we can get? Every time we can get 40 kilograms, 41 kilograms, 42 kilograms. Yes or no? We can't. Why? Sometimes weight 40.5 kilometers, 40.25 kilometers. Okay, then every time we cannot get the clearly separated values. Then both can be measured as numerically, but the numerical value is different. Based on that, we divide into discrete and the continuous. It's clear? Then discrete means it consists clearly separated values. Number of students in a class, number of pages in a book. Okay, then how many members in a family? Okay, then these examples we can clearly measure it. No? Then not be clearly measured, then we can get the clearly separated value every time. It's clear? Continuous variable. Then here we cannot get the clearly separated value all the time. Sometimes we can get. Okay, then most of the time what happens? Theoretically, an infinite number of gradation between the two measurements. Two measurements means two consecutive numbers we take. Then wait, we can get 40 and 41 are the consecutive numbers, two numbers. Okay, 40 and 41. Then here mean is theoretically an infinite number of gradations between two measurements. Now we have two measurements, 40 and 41. We can get any number in between 40 and 41. That is the meaning here. 40 to 41, infinite number of numbers are there. 40.1, 40.11. Okay, then up to the 41. It's clear? Then these kinds of variables we call as, these are quantitative but continuous variable. Now clear? Okay, discrete and the continuous. Then we give the small activity here. These things important to then when we doing the statistical analysis using the software. Okay. Clearly we need to identify what is the level of variable and the level of measurement. Based on that, we need to run the particular test. So many statistical tests are there. Before run the test, we need to identify what is the level of variable or what is the type of variable, but it's a discrete or continuous one. Based on that, we need to change our test. Then normally we can then our variable is a qualitative type, then we cannot find the average value. Right? We do not have the numbers. We cannot find the average. At that time, we use the mode value to represent the central point in the data. Those things we studied under the summary measures. Then all the summary measures, all the statistical tests are based on the type of variable and the levels of measure. Okay, then otherwise we cannot run any test for any variable. Based on the type of variable, we need to change the test. Now clear? Okay. Then here, first question, there are 7 variables are there. You need to mention is a quantitative or qualitative. Hurry up. Finish. They tell me first one, number of accidents per week in a production factory. It's a quantitative or qualitative? Quantitative, number of accidents. Okay. The lifetime of an electric light bulb. Quantitative. The brand of a light bulb. Qualitative. Brand. We cannot measure it as numerical. The expected return on investment for a particular stock. Quantitative. The rating of a particular stock. It may be both, no? Quantitative and qualitative. Some are ranking using the numbers, otherwise A, B, C, both, okay? Then F, types of accidents that occur in a manufacturing plant. Qualitative. Number of people who report to work daily in a firm. Quantitative, okay? Then second question. All these 7 variables are quantitative. Now you need to identify which quantitative variable. Variables are discrete or continuous. Okay, then hurry up. Then looking at, then here all are quantitative now. Then you're looking at what kind of responses we can get. Based on that, you decide it's a discrete or continuous. Okay, shall we discuss? Then first one, how many students attend the class? Discrete. Right? We can get the clearly separated value. Weight of a watermelon as measured each week, continuous. The time it takes for a car to travel 1 mile, continuous. Time, no? Then we can say hours, minutes and seconds. Then the measurements of the time it takes for a computer program to execute a specific task, continuous. The number of books on your shelf, discrete. Number of mistakes in these online materials, discrete. Minutes spent reading yesterday, continuous. Okay, any issues? No? Then we move, then now we studied what are the different types of variables. Then we move into the levels of measurements. The first thing is, according to our study, first we identify what are the variables in here. After that, we identify what is the type of variables. Then we identify what are the levels of measurements. Then levels of measurement means, then normally in the statistically we recognize 4 levels of measurements: nominal, ordinal, interval and the ratio. These are the 4 levels of measurement. Any variable we can categorize one of these levels of measurement. Okay. Then here, then other thing is, what is the level of measurement? Okay. Then here, levels of measurement represent number of information associated with each variable. How many informations are there? It's clear? Then these are the 4 levels of measurement. We move into one by one, then you can understand what is the level of measurement. First one is nominal. Okay. Or we say this is the nominal levels of measurement. Okay, then first level is nominal scale variables. Then here nominal scale variables only can be labeled. Okay, then here these kind of variables only can be labeled. Then we take the example gender. Gender is a variable, no, it's a qualitative variable. Then these responses only we can label it. This person is a male. This person is a female. Only we can label it. Otherwise, we cannot do anything using this information. It's clear. Label it. Other thing, we can get the count of the each category. Then here we can identify how many female students are there, how many male students are there. We can get the count of each category. It's clear. These kind of variables we call as nominal scale variables. Understood? Then marital status also the nominal scale variable. Okay, then married, unmarried, we can label it, then we can get the count. How many married, how many unmarried are there, then we can get the count. It's clear? Okay. Then other thing is, then there are 4 levels of measurements. Then normally you know mathematical operations. What are the mathematical operations? Asking basic question. Then tell me, what are the mathematical operations? What are the mathematical operations? Normally, what is the mathematical operation we studied first? In nursery or grade 1, we studied what is the mathematical operation. Addition and not the normal, not saying plus or minus, addition and subtraction. Okay, then it's a mathematical operation. What's the first one you study? before doing the addition and subtraction. Counting is not the mathematical operation. Grade 1 you studied that do subtract. Yes. Tell me what is the first we studied in mathematics subject? First we studied equality and inequality. First thing we studied, no? Group first, then it means equal and inequality. This is the first mathematical operation. First basic mathematical operation is equality and inequality. Okay, then here nominal scale variables only can be applied equality and inequality. Can apply only equal sign and the not equal sign. Male or not, female or not. It's clear? Here then other any mathematical operations cannot be applied to the nominal scale variable. It's clear? Then it means nominal scale variable consists least number of information. Right? Only can be labeled if we can get the count of each category and we can apply only the equality and the inequality. It means this nominal scale variable exits least number of information. It contains the least number of information. It's clear? Then other thing is nominal scale variable. You can tell it's a quantitative one or qualitative one. Nominal scale variables may be quantitative or qualitative. Qualitative. Yeah, the nominal scale variables cannot be measured as numerically. Qualitative variables, it means we cannot say qualitative variables are nominal scale. It's wrong. But we can say nominal scale variables are qualitative. All the nominal scale variables are qualitative. Now clear? Okay. Then this is the first level of measurement. What are the characteristics? We can label it. We can get the count of each category. Then we can apply equality and inequality. Then second one is, then these four levels of measurement memorize as the order. Okay. Then order is the important. First starting from the nominal. Then we move into the ordinal. Ordinal scale variable consists all the characteristics of the nominal scale variable. Understood? It means ordinal scale variable we can label. Okay, then we can get the count of each category. We can apply equality and inequality. These three features are included in the ordinal scale variable. Other than that, these ordinal scale variables can be arranged as the order. We can order them. Name is ordinal. Ordinal scale variables can be ordered. It's clear? Then we take the example, education level. Okay, then education level we can label it. We can get the count of the each qualification category. Okay, we can apply equality in it. Other than that, we can order them. Okay, then who has the highest education qualification, who has the lowest education qualification, we can order them. These kind of variables we call as ordinal scale variable. Then seniority level. These are the ordinal scale variables. It's clear? Then here we can apply equality, inequality. Other than that, these kind of variables can be ordered. Then we can apply greater than or less than. Okay, then what kind of thing we can arrange it as the order, then we can put the greater than or less than sign. Same as it is. Now clear? Then other characteristic in here, ordinal scale variables are qualitative, not the quantitative. Okay, then nominal and the ordinal scale variables are qualitative. Then the ordinal scale variable consists all the features in the nominal scale variables. Other than that, we can order them and we can apply greater than or less. Now clear? The third one is interval scale variables. Then here interval scale variables are quantitative. Other thing is all the features of ordinal scale variables are included in the interval scale variables. It means interval scale variables can be labeled, can be ordered, then we can get the count and we can apply equality inequality and we can apply greater than or less than. It's clear? Other than that, then there is a special characteristic. Normally, zero means what? Zero means what? What is the meaning here? No, nothing. Okay, then but in the interval scale variables, then the response is zero. It does not exceed the nothing. Clear? Normally zero means nothing. Okay, then true zero means nothing. Absolute zero means nothing. But in here, interval scale variables does not exceed the true zero, absolute zero. Then we take the example temperature. Then answer is zero, it means what? No temperature. It's wrong. There is the temperature level. It's clear. Then these kind of variables we call as interval scale variable. Okay? Then take is the interval scale variable. It's clear. Then other thing is here we can apply addition and the subtraction. We can apply equal, inequality, greater than, less than, then addition and subtraction. It means we apply the addition and subtraction, we can get the output, we can get the outcome with the meaning. Then take the example, year, date of death is the interval scale variable. Then if we know the date of birth, then we can find out age and the today's date. How we get it? Today's date minus birthday. Then here we apply the subtraction. Then answer represent what? Age. Now clear? Okay, then the interval scale variable consists all the features in the ordinal scale variable. Other than that, here true 0 point is not there. Understood? Absolute 0 is not there. 0 point is there, but it does not exceed the nothing. It's clear? Okay, then this is the interval scale variable. Then tell me, this is the quantitative or qualitative? Quantitative. Why? Otherwise, we cannot apply the addition and the subtraction. Qualitative type variables cannot be added. Okay. Then we move into the last level of measurement is ratio. This is the last one. Okay. Then this is the highest level of measurement. It means most of the information consists of the ratio scale variable. It means it consists all the features of the interval scale, but except the one. In the interval scale variable, there is no true 0 point, but the ratio scale variable, there is a true 0 point. Okay, then not the difference between interval and the ratio is what? Interval scale variable, there is a no true 0 point, but the ratio scale variable, there is a true 0 point. Absolute 0 is there. Now clear? Then we are all the other quantitative variables are fallen into the ratio scale variable. Weight, height, mark, age, income, expenditure, all the variables are fallen into this category. Ratio scale variable. Then other things here we can apply any mathematical operations to the ratio scale variable. It means we can apply equality, inequality, greater than, less than, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, all the mathematical operations can be applied to the ratio scale variable. Now clear? Okay, then these are the 4 levels of measurements. Then we studied 4 levels of measurement. First one is nominal. Okay, then what are the characteristics in the nominal? We can label it. Then we can get the count of each category. Then we can apply equality or inequality. Okay. Then we studied ordinal. Then here all the features of nominal scale variables are in the ordinal scale variable. Other than that, we can order them. Then we can apply greater than or less than. Okay. Next we studied interval. Then here it consists all the features from the ordinal scale. Other than that, no true zero. Then here we can apply addition and the subtraction. Okay. Then the last one is ratio. It consists all the features from the interval, but this one is true. Here true 0 point is there. And then we can apply multiplication and division. And then examples for each category, nominal scale, we can take gender, marital status. Okay. Then the ordinal scale, education level, seniority level. Then the interval scale, date, temperature, ratio scale, any quantitative variable other than the temperature and the date. Okay. Then tell me, we take the example income level. Sorry, age. In our data set, one variable is there, age. Yeah, then normally we can collect the data from the questionnaire or any source. No? Then there we can insert the question, ask about him, his or her age. Okay, then we put the blank. Then tell me now, age is a variable. Then what is the level of measurement? You studied 4 levels of measurement. No? What is the level of measurement? Now, nominal or ordinal, interval or ratio. Age, ratio. Why we can apply all the mathematical operations? Then here we can collect the numerical values. No? Respondents will write his or her age. 20 or 25 or 30 or 35. We have the lots of numerical data. Using that, we can do the we can apply any mathematical operations. Okay? Then the otherwise, then we can ask same question, but different way. Then here we need to get the age, but here we suggest the categories, groups. Then we can say 20 to 25, 26 to 31, 32 to 37, then above 36. Then there is a space. Then tell me now, then same variable in here. Then tell me now what is the level of measurement? Previously you said its age is the ratio scale. It's true. No? Then here now I change the question type. Then tell me now age is what is the level of measurement in here? Now we can we say it's a ratio? Why? What is the reason? Why we can get the idea about the age group? Now we cannot collect the individual data. Why? Respondents put a tick for the particular age group. Here we can identify how many respondents are in this first age group, second age group. Most of the respondents are in which age group, we can find out. But here we cannot calculate the average age. Can? We can't. Okay? But we can order them. Right? Based on the age, we can order them. No? Then this is which level of measurement? Ordinal scale. Same variable based on the question type, then level of measurement is different. We collect the information using this question, first question type. Then we can calculate the summary measures and the test. Is different than the test. Right? Now this is the ordinal scale variable. Previously, it's a ratio scale variable. Using this question type, we can find out the average age. But here, we cannot calculate the average age. Now clear? Normally, someone asks what is the level of measurement? The age, then directly we can fix a ratio. Based on the question type, it can be changed. It's clear? Then income level, then directly, normally we cannot ask the income level, but then assume that we ask your approximately what is your monthly income. Then it's a ratio scale. Why we can get the numbers, no? But here we suggest some income level groups and ask the income level. Then we cannot collect the individual data. Okay, then we cannot say it's a ratio scale. Then it is the ordinal scale. Now clear? Okay, then first we looking at what is our question type. Then normally We need to do some study about some area, then yourself you develop the questionnaire based on the question type, then level of measurement is also changed. It's clear? Then then we move into the last question. It consists 7 variables. First, you need to identify it's a quantitative or qualitative. After that, you write down the level of measurement. Before identify the level of measurement, first looking at what are the respondents we can do. Then here some suggestions are there. Then based on that one, you decide what is the level of measurement. Finish. And first one, importance of political party affiliation to people. Okay, then within bracket, then some suggestions are there, very, somewhat, or not very important. What is the level of measurement? Ordinary. Okay, then here, levels of importance now vary, somewhat, or not very important. Based on that, we can order them. It's not the nominal. It's clear? This is the ordinal scale variable. Then second one, country of residence UK. What is the level of measurement? Nominal. Why only can we label it? Okay. Then we cannot order them. No. Then three state. Ordinal. Then here numbers are there. It's not the numerical value. We say stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. We can order them. But it is not the numerical value. It's clear? Then the different categories of movies. What is the level of measure? Nominal. Only can we label it. The amount of proteins in a soup. Ratio. Amount. Educational attainment levels. Ordinal. Categorizing types of fruit. Nominal. Type of fruit we cannot order. Only can be labeled. Okay. Now clear? Okay, now up to that point we studied two types of variables are there, quantitative, qualitative. Okay, then quantitative variables can be measured as numerically. Based on the numerical value, we can divide into two categories, discrete and the continuous. Okay, then qualitative means cannot be measured as numerical. Then the discrete variable, all the time it represents the clearly separated value. But the continuous type variable, there is a theoretical infinite number of gradation between the two measurements. Then we studied what are the four levels of measurements. Okay, then the levels of measurements, there are four. Then these level of measurement represent what? Number of information contained in each variable. Okay, then first one is nominal scale. ordinal, interval and the ratio. Then there is no any true zero point in which level of measurement? No true zero point. Interval. Okay, then the ratio scale variable, there is a true zero point. Okay, then what are the levels of measurements are the qualitative type variables? Qualitative, nominal and the ordinal. Then the quantitative, maybe interval or the ratio. Most of the quantitative variables are ratio. Then they tell me which level of measurement consists the least number of information. Minimum number of information consists what? Nominal one. Then most of the information represent ratio scale variable. Okay. Then they tell me which level of measurement cannot be ordered. Which level of measurement cannot be ordered? Nominal. Why? After the ordinal scale variable, all the variables can be ordered. It's clear? Then which one has no true zero points? Interval scale variables. Okay, then memorize those things. Then you can clearly identify. Then given the variables are in the scenario, then you can identify it's a quantitative or qualitative. After that, you need to identify it's a, what is the level of measurement in here. Okay. The next categories are the independent and the dependent variable. Mainly variables we can divide quantitative and qualitative. Then these two categories, independent and the dependent, assume that we need to find out the relationship between the variables. Then we divide variables into two categories, dependent and the dependent. Okay, then objective is to find the relationship or impact. Then here we need to identify which one is independent, which one is the dependent. It's clear? Then here independent variable means these variables no influence one another. This then independent variable means this variable do not depend on the other variable. Here dependent variable, it depends on the other variable. It means, we take the example, already you know, no? Price and the quantity demand. In economic subject, already you know the negative relationship. Then here you need to find out the relationship. Then we have two variables, price and the quantity demand. Then before find the relationship, you need to identify which one is independent, which one is the dependent one. Okay. Then assume then the quantity demanded is depend on the price of the commodity. Then it means quantity demanded is dependent variable. Price is the dependent variable. It's clear? Then we take another example, sales revenue and the advertising expenditure. Then tell me which one is the independent, which one is the dependent. Sales revenue and the advertising expenditure. It means sales revenue is depend on the advertising expenditure. It means sales revenue is a dependent variable. Why? Sales revenue is depends on the advertising expenditure. But the advertising expenditure is a now independent variable. It's clear? Okay. Then these are the two types of the variable. When we need to find out the relationship between the variables. It's clear? Then we move into the data. Then in the statistical process, what is input? Last week you studied what is input? Numerical data. Okay, then first we identify what kind of numerical data we need. After that, we can start the statistical process. What's the first step in the statistical process? Collecting. Okay, then today we studied how we categorize the data, how we collect the data. We studied first step in the statistical process. Okay. First we move into the data. You know the data now. Okay, then in the statistical approach, we divide this data primary and the secondary. Okay, then primary data means we collect data for the first time. We call it as primary data. Then assume we need to find out the customer satisfaction about particular product in the market. Then we interview the customers or we can distribute the questionnaire to get their feedback. Then this data we collected for the first time. Understood? Then we called as this data is the primary data. Primary data. Here then we refer the book and get the data. It's not the primary data. Why? This data already available. Then we refer the central bank report and collect the data. Okay, it's not the primary data. Why? Now we do not collect the data for the first time. This already available, this data in the central bank report. It's clear? It's not the primary data. Okay, then we using the questionnaire or interview method. Then we collect the data for the first time. We call it as primary data. It's clear? Okay. The next one is secondary data. Secondary data means here we use the already available data. It means we can take the data from the central bank report, annual reports in the company. Okay, any published source, refer and we get the data from it. We call it as what? Secondary data. Then assume then we need to do the analysis about the financial performance in the particular company or industry. Okay, then normally we refer the annual reports in the company. Okay, then we get the data from the annual reports. Their profit or revenue something. It's clear? Then this data is secondary data, not the primary. Okay, then originality is high, primary or secondary? Originality is high. Huh? Primary. Why? We collect this data for the first time. Okay, then originality is high in the primary data. Based on our study, we know the objective. Based on that, we collect the data from our respondents. Then here we collect the data for the first time. Originality is there. It's clear. Secondary data means we can refer any published source to get the data. We can refer annual reports or then the central bank report, any magazine, okay, then research article. All those are secondary data. Now clear? Okay, then here mention how we get the primary data and the secondary data. It display in the picture. Okay. Now clear? Then assume then based on our study, we need to collect the primary data. Okay, then these kind of data are not available in the present studies. Then we need to collect the data for the first time. Then we move into the primary data. Next question is arise what? How we collect the primary data. We need to collect primary data. Next thing we need to think which method we use to collect the primary data. Okay, then mainly three types are there. Three methods are there. First thing we can use the questionnaire method. Normally we say self-administrated questionnaire. Okay, then we can use the questionnaire method or interview method or direct personal observation. We move into one by one. First we move into the questionnaire method. Then tell me what is the questionnaire? Questionnaire means what? Questionnaire is what? How we define the questionnaire? Selection of questions. Okay, then lots of questions are there. It's we called as questionnaire. Okay, Then here we can use the questionnaire to collect the primary data. So now you know what is the questionnaire. The next question is how we construct the questionnaire and what kind of questions we can input. Then here to the questionnaire we can include different types of questions. Okay. Then first category is we called as simple alternative questions. Okay, then it means it consists only two choices. Okay, then normally any study normally before that we need to check the demographic factors. Okay, what are the demographic factors, please? Demographic factors means what? It means normally we ask about their personal information, no gender, marital status, or income level, or those things. Okay, then we call as demographic factors. Then here, simple alternative questions. Normally we used to ask about the demographic factors. Then we take the gender. Only two categories, no, male or female. These are kind of questions we called as simple alternative questions. Okay. Then other question is then true false questions, yes no questions. It consists only two categories, no, yes or no, true or false. These kind of questions we called as simple alternative questions. It's clear? Alternatives are there, but how many alternatives? Only two. It's clear? The next question type is multiple choice questions. It means it consists more than two choices. Then there are two types of multiple choice questions are there. First one is some multiple questions are there with single response. Okay, then the question is there. It consists more than two choices, but you should select only one choice. That's the meaning of the multiple choice question with single response. It's clear? Then some multiple choice questions are there with multiple response. Okay, then it consists more than two responses. Choices are there. Then the respondent can select more than one choice. It's clear? Next one is ranking order questions. Normally based on the respondent's preference. Okay, then he or she can rank it. Then here this example. Here this example is down the some sports. Okay, then based on your preference, you can rank them. These kind of questions we called as ranking order questions. Okay. Then other question type is Likert scale questions. Likert scale questions. Okay, then normally in here at campus, 3rd week and the 11th week, they collect the feedback from the students. Okay, then they give the Likert scale questions. It consists more 10 or 15 Likert scale questions. It means then here we put the scale. Normally 5 Likert scale and the 7 Likert scale questions are there. Then 5 Likert scale means starting from the strongly agree, then agree, neutral, disagree, strongly disagree. These kind of questions. You need to select your choice. Okay, then these kind of questions we called as the Likert scale questions. Normally, we need to check the satisfaction, customer satisfaction for the particular service or product, then we can use the Likert scale question. It's clear? Then the last one is open-end questions. Open-end questions means here only we include the question. No any choices are there. Respondent can write anything about related with the question. Then normally in the questionnaire, then the last question asks, write your comments. Okay, then this is the open-end questions. No any suggestions. You need to write the answer for the particular question. Now clear? These are the different types of questions we can include to the questionnaire. It's clear? Normally when we prepare in the questionnaire, we include different types of questions. It's clear? Then we move into how we prepare the questionnaire. Okay, then before construct the questionnaire, we should consider about these things. First one is attractive layout. Okay, then layout, how we arrange the questions. Okay, then what type of questions we include, then it should be attractive. Second one is simple wording, brief and the specific. Every time we ask the question using the simple words, okay, and the brief. Normally we do not write the lengthy questions using the then it means hard word, then complex word, then all the time we ask the question simple way. Okay, the next one is logical arrangement. It means we arrange the questions, then order should be logically be arranged. It means then now you know different types of questions. Okay, then when we prepare in the questions, normally first we insert simple alternative questions. Then we move into the multiple choice, then ranking order. Final stage, then final part we ask some open-end questions. And normally do not ask the open-end questions in the first two questions. Why? Then respondents, they normally they try to answer all the questions easy way. Okay, then first two questions are simple alternative questions. Then what happens? They motivate to write the answer. Why? Only select one answer. Then next one is multiple choice question, ranking order. Okay, then the last question, they need to write something about the survey. Okay, but normally we insert the simple alternate multiple choice questions in the first part. It's clear? Then other arrangement is, then previously I told you, then every questionnaire normally we will ask some demographic factors, personal information. Then first part we insert that kind of questions. Then we move into the questions regarding our study. Okay, you cannot jump. Then first question asks regarding the study. Then next one asks age. Again third question asks about the study. Then fourth question asks about his or her income level something. It's wrong. Then there is no any logical arrangement. First part we ask about the demographic factors. Next we move into the questions regarding the study. Okay, then normally when we doing the study, we have different types of variables. Based on the variables, we ask the question. Okay, then we can go into first we check first variable. Secondly, we ask questions regarding the second variable. It's clear? Okay, then before construct the questionnaire, you arrange it. This first part, we ask this kind of personal information. Secondly, we move into our independent variable. Next, we move into the dependent variable. It's clear? Next thing is necessary instruction. Okay, then researcher must provide the necessary instruction how respondents write the answer for these questions. Okay, then multiple choice questions are there. Then you need to mention, then the respondent select one choice or more than one choice. It's clear? Next one is avoiding personal or sensitive questions. Normally through the questionnaire, you cannot ask any personal or sensitive questions. Okay, then income level, that kind of questions you cannot ask directly. Okay, then most of the people do not like to say his or her income, no? Then assume then you need to get the information about their personal income. Then you can ask this one is indirectly. Then it means personally, then you ask their monthly income, then you can suggest some ranges, 50,000 to 100,000, 100,000 to 150, more than 150. That way, okay, but you cannot directly ask what is your monthly. Okay, then personal sensitive questions, normally you cannot ask. Next one is pre-testing questionnaire. It means then you finalize your questionnaire before distribute this questionnaire to your respondents. Before that, you need to check your questionnaire is okay or not. How we can check? Okay. How? We can distribute your questionnaire to your neighbor or your friend and you try to collect the answers from them. Then you can get the idea about your questionnaire is good or not. Why we can check now? Then at the pilot test, then we assume if we distributed this questionnaire to 10 respondents, then we can check all these 10 respondents responded to all the questions or not. Then assume that most of the respondents did not respond the one question, same question, then we can revise it. Then we can read the question, then it means there is a problem. Okay, then we can revise it. It's clear? Then sometimes respondents ask this question is not clear. Then we can check why it's not clear. Then we can clearly mention this is the question and it's clear. Then that is the meaning of the pre-testing. Before distribute the questionnaire to their particular respondent, before that we need to pre-test. After that we can finalize and we can correct all the errors and mistakes. Then we can distribute our questionnaire to our final response. It's clear? Okay, then this thing we need to memorize before preparing the questionnaire. It's clear? Logically arrange the questions, then the layout. It should be attractive, then using the simple wordings. Then assume, then other thing is, we need to get the data from the lower level employees in the factory. Lower level employees, it means machine operator. Okay, then we take the garment factory sewing girls. Okay, then your degree is English medium now, then you need to do the research or any project. Okay, then the purpose of this subject, you need to prepare the questionnaire in the English language, but we can distribute this questionnaire to them to get the data. Can or can't? Can't. Why? Most of them do not know the English. Then based on that, you need to translate into the Sinhala or Tamil. Then after that, you distribute it and then you can collect the data from them. It's clear? Okay, you cannot distribute this questionnaire and using the English language. Why? They cannot understand. It's clear? All the things we should consider about when we prepare in the questionnaire. Now clear? Then next method is interview method. Okay? Then questionnaire method now okay. No? Then interview method. Normally what's the meaning of the interview? It's not the job interview. Then here we conduct the interview to collect the data to our study. Then tell me what is the interview? Normally interview means we go and meet the respondents and we collect the data from them. Okay, then there are two types of interviews. Structured interviews and the unstructured interviews. It means structured interview means before go to the meet our respondents, we prepare the plan. These kind of questions I will ask from them. In structure is there. Then we will meet the respondents and ask the questions in our plan. Now we have a plan. Now we have a structure. Then we ask this question one by one from them and note down the answer. It's clear. There is a structure. But other interview type is unstructured interview. There is no any structure. There is no any plan. Then we will meet the response. First thing we explain. Who am I? Okay. Then what is the objective of our study? Then what kind of information we need to get from them. After that, we continue our discussion. Okay, then the respondents can give his or her comments for the information. No any structure. It's clear? Then sometimes we can ask one or two questions from them to get the more information. Other than that, there is no any structure. But in the structured interview, we will meet all the respondents and we will ask same questions from them. Why we have a plan? We will go to the plan. It's clear? But unstructured interview, there is no any pre-structure. Then we can conduct the discussion with them and we can collect the data. Now clear? Okay. Then normally most of the qualitative type research, they collect the data using the interview method. Quantitative type research, we use the questionnaire. When we use the primary data, we move into the questionnaire. It's clear? Quantitative, the normally research, quantitative research and the qualitative research are there. Quantitative research, then we need to use the primary data, we select questionnaire method, not the interview method. Qualitative type research, we use the interview method to collect the data. Memorize those things. It's clear? Okay. Then third one is direct personal observation. This is the third method we can use to collect the primary data. Here we use the direct personal observation. No interviews are there, no any questions. Okay, then we go to the environment and we study, we observe, then we collect the data. No discussion is there. Okay, no any questionnaires. We observe and collect the information. It's clear? Okay, then these are the different methods we can use to collect the primary data. Now, most of the social science research, university art faculty, I think normally they do the social science research. Okay, then they use direct personal observation. Normally they do not use the questionnaire and the interview method. Sometimes they use. Most of the social science research, they use the direct personal observation. It's clear? Okay, then these are the methods we can use to collect the primary data. Based on our type of research, based on our study objective, we need to select what kind of data we need. We move into the quantitative research and we need to find out the relationship between the any two variables or impact. Then we move into collect the data from the questionnaire method, not going to the interview method. Okay, then here we need to conduct the qualitative type research. We move into the interview method. It's clear? Okay, then before moving to the last one, then you can take a break. Okay. Do you need a break now? Okay, then we move into the secondary data. Now you know what is the secondary data. This data already available. Okay, then we refer the published source or any unpublished source, we can collect the data, secondary data. Okay, then here before using the secondary data, we need to be careful. Okay, then before using them, based on our study, we need to collect the secondary data. We assume it. We need to collect the secondary data. Before that, we need to careful. Before that, we need to consider about these 4 factors. Okay, then what's the first thing? We need to check availability. Okay, then based on our study, based on our objectives, then we need to collect the secondary data. After that, we need to check these kind of data are available or not. First, we need to check availability. It's clear? Then after that, we assume then the relevant data, all the data is available. Then we need to take the revenue or profit for the particular company for during the past 10 years. Then we check all the financial reports are available or not. Okay. Then we assume data is available. Then we move into the second one. What? Suitability. Okay. Then all the data are available. Then after that we check these available data is appropriate to our study or not. Okay, available data is there, but we need to check these available data is suit or appropriate to our study. Then we assume it's second one is also okay. Then we move into the third point, adequacy. Adequacy means what? Adequacy means it's enough or not. Okay, then the data is available. Then available data is suitable to our study. After that, we need to check this available suitable data is enough or not. We check. Okay, then we check this data is sufficient to our study or not. It's clear? Then these 3 things are okay. Then we move into the last one. We need to check reliability. Okay, then how we can check the reliability for the secondary data? Then we can check whether how they collect this data. Now we collect the data from the source, no? Any published or unpublished source. Then we can check whether how they collect this data for what. Okay, then what kind of method they use to collect this data. Then we can check now they use the correct method to collect this data. We can check. Based on that, we can check whether reliability is there or not. It's clear. Then we can, then the reliability is high, then we need to refer the central bank report, then reliability is there. Already we know central bank this data collected using the correct method. They use, then there is the calculation part is there, then they calculate using the correct methods. Then reliability is high. Okay, then but we move into the any other source, then we need to check the reliability. How we can check it? Then we can check how they collect the data. What kind of methods they use to collect the data. That collection method is correct or not. Then we can check. Then after all these 4 components, 4 conditions are okay, then we can collect the secondary data. Other than that, we cannot use the secondary data. It's clear? We need to check. First we check these kind of data is available or not. After that we check available data is appropriate or relevant to our study. Then we check available relevant data is sufficient to our study. It means adequacy. Then finally we can check whether reliability is there or not. It's clear all the time we need to use the reliable data to our study. And then these 4 components, 4 things are okay, then we can collect the secondary data from the any source. Now clear? Okay. This is the chapter number 2. Then here we studied different types of variables. Okay. Then the variable means any measurable characteristic. Then we divide mainly two category, quantitative and the qualitative. Then other than that, our objective is to find the impact or relationship. Then we divide variables into another two category. What are they? Our objective, then the objective of our study is to find the impact or relationship between the variables. Then we need to divide the variables into two categories, independent and the dependent. Mainly quantitative and qualitative variables are there, but the objective is to find the relationship or impact. Then we divide our variables into independent and the dependent. It's clear? Then the quantitative variables, based on the numerical value, we can divide discrete and the continuous. Okay, then we studied 4 levels of measurements, memorize the characteristic of each measurement. It's very important when we are doing the statistical analysis. Then we studied data sources. Okay, then what are the data sources? Mainly primary and the secondary. Based on our study, first we identify what are the objectives in our study. Based on that, we need to select which type of data we use. Okay, then primary data means we collect the data for the first time. Initially, we collect the data we called as primary data. It means this kind of data not already available, then we use the primary data. Okay, then originality is there. Secondary data we can take from any other sources. Okay, then but before collecting the secondary data, we need to check 4 conditions. We need to check 4 things: availability, suitability, adequacy, and the reliability. Okay. Then we studied what are the methods we can use to collect the primary data. First method is interview method. Sorry, questionnaire method. Okay, then we studied what's the questionnaire, what kind of questions we can include. Okay, then how we frame the questionnaire. Then next method is interview method. Most of the qualitative researchers, they use the interview method to collect the data. Okay, then social science researchers, most of them are use direct personal observations to collect the data. Okay. Then I upload the activity to the LMS. You log into the LMS and do this one. Then under the session number 2, I uploaded that one. Do it. Then you can mark your attendance in the LMS, okay? Last week you didn't do. Have the option. You cannot again. Actually. Piece of the information you collect about the sample. Last week we studied. And the important concepts in the statistic part we discussed. Tell me the answer. Huh? Only you can give the one answer, okay? I am the piece of information you collect about the sample. How collect the population from sample? This word starting from S. Is statistic. Not S there, statistic. Statistic means the numerical value describe the characteristic of sample. This one says that one. Piece of information you collect about the sample. I give you clues, but I am only guess at the big picture. It's true enough. Using the statistic, finally, we can estimate the parameter also. Then after that, we can, based on the statistic value, finally we can make the conclusion about the population. Population is a big picture. It's clear? Okay. The next one. Second question. Then who am I? You know me as the big boss in town. I'm everyone or everything in a group, and I'm often way too big to study all at once. Who am I? Only one space is there. You can type anything a word in here. Order may be different for the LMS. Then I shuffle the questions and answer. Then here, what is the answer? Big boss. Oh. Then other one says I am everyone or everything in a group. Population. Population means all the individuals or all the objects in our study. Then move into the third one. Then here first says using sample data to make the predictions about a larger populations. What is the answer? There are some suggestions. What is the answer for the first one? Sample population parameter. Using the sample data to make the predictions about the larger population, we call that inferential statistics. We study two branches of statistics. No? In the inferential statistics, We take the sample from the population, then we study the sample, results of the sample, then we can make the conclusion about the population. Then second one, a group that represent the entire population. Sample. Then summarizing and presenting the data in a meaningful way. Descriptive statistic. Objective of the descriptive statistic is summarize or present the data using the charts or graph. Then last one, the full set of data points or subjects being studied. Population. Okay, all the data. Population. Read it carefully, then you can get the answer. I am the true number that describe the whole population. I am often hidden because I am hard to measure. Only someone with perfect data can find me. Which one hard to measure? You correct for that. Parameter. Parameter is a numerical measurement that describes the characteristic of population. Then we studied parameters cannot be calculated, only can be estimated. Okay. Then the constant value is there. Okay, then so this population. You studied now? And the last question. Wait. Now you can say your popular statistic word. What is it? Sample. Okay. Then very small activity. Then you try mark your attendance. Scan the QR code and mark your attendance. Then scan the QR code. Okay. And not that.